Good afternoon and welcome to the Subcommittee on Zoning and Franchise. At this time, we ask if you could please place phones on vibrate or silent mode. Thank you, Chair. We are ready to begin.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a meeting of the Subcommittee of Zoning and Franchises. I'm Councilmember Kevin Riley, Chair of the Subcommittee. This morning, I'm joined by Councilmember Shulman, Councilmember Abreu, Councilmember Hanks, Councilmember Carr, and remotely by Councilmember Moya. Today, we will hold 4 votes on projects in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. We also hold a public hearing for a residential proposal in Brooklyn. Before we begin, I recognize the Subcommittee Counsel to review the hearing procedures.
Thank you, Chair. I'm William Vidal, Counsel to the Subcommittee. This meeting is being held in hybrid format. Members of the public who wish to testify may testify in person or via Zoom. Members of the public wishing to testify remotely may register by visiting the New York City Council website at www.council.nyc.gov/landuse to sign up, or for those of you here in the chambers, please see one of the Sergeant-at-Arms to prepare and submit a speaker card. Members of the public may also view a live stream broadcast of this meeting at the Council's website. When you are called to testify before the subcommittee, if you are joining us remotely, you will remain muted until recognized by the chair or myself to speak. When you are recognized, your microphone will be unmuted. Please take a moment to check your device and confirm that your mic is on before you begin speaking. We will limit public testimony to 2 minutes per witness. If you have additional testimony you would like the subcommittee to consider, or if you have written testimony you would like to submit instead of appearing before the subcommittee in person, please email it to landusetestimony@council.nyc.gov. Please indicate the LU number and or project name in the subject line of your email. We request that witnesses joining us remotely remain in the meeting until excused by the chair, as council members may have questions. Chair Riley will now continue with today's agenda items.
Thank you, Council. We've been also joined by Councilmember Lewis and Councilmember Boxer. We will begin with the 4 votes. The first vote is to approve LUs 264 and 265 regarding the 1460-1480 Sheridan Boulevard in Chair Salamanca's district in the Bronx. This proposal will rezone the manufacturing district M1-1 to residential district R7-3 with a commercial overlay C2-4 to create a large residential project along the Bronx River just south of Starlit Park with over 900 low and middle income affordable housing. This project will also be subject to mandatory inclusionary housing, would also be required to provide a public accessible waterfront esplanade that will effectively continue the park south along the Harlem River. The second vote is to approve LUs 259 regarding the 2761 Plum 2nd Avenue in Councilmember Vernikoff District in Brooklyn. This application will render a popular restaurant on the waterfront in Sheepshead Bay a legal conforming use that does not require the renewal of a special permit every few years. The application will map an R3-2 zoning district with a C2-3 commercial overlay. The third vote is to approve with modification 42-18 31st Avenue rezoning in Councilmember Wan's district in Queens. This is a proposal to build a mixed-use project with 59 residential units and retail space by upzoning a current R5 zoning district with a C1-2 commercial overlay to an R6A zoning district with a C1-3 commercial overlay. The development will be subject to a mandatory inclusionary housing, and the modification is to restrict the affordable units to an average of either 40% or 60% AMI. The fourth and final vote is to approve 125 Greaves Lane in Minority Leader Borelli's district in Staten Island. Here the applicant is simply looking to render existing uses legally conforming by mapping a C2-1 commercial overlay on the existing R3-2 zoning district. I now call for a vote to approve LUs 264 and 265 relating to the 1460, 1480 Sheridan Boulevard rezoning proposal, to approve LUs 259 relating to the 2761 Plum 2nd Street rezoning proposal, to approve with modifications LUs 260 and 261 relating to the 42-18 31st Street Avenue rezoning proposal, and to approve LU's 262 relating to the 125 Greaves Lane rezoning proposal. Council, please call the roll.
Chair Riley,
I don't know.
Councilmember Moya,
I vote aye.
Councilmember Lewis,
I vote aye.
Councilmember Abreu,
Aye.
Councilmember Botcher,
Aye.
Councilmember Hanks,
Aye.
Councilmember Shulman,
Aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
By a vote of 8, the motion is approved and referred to the Land Use Committee.
Thank you, Council. We've been also joined by Councilmember Ressler. Thank you. I will now open the public hearing on preconsiders LU relating to the 703 Myrtle Avenue rezoning proposal in Councilmember Ressler's district in Brooklyn. This is a proposal to develop a mixed-use development where approximately 54 apartments and ground floor retail in Bedford-Stuyvesant, or Bed-Stuy, excuse me. This rezoning would change an existing manufacturing district, M1-1, to a residential district, R7D, with a commercial overlay, C2-4. This rezoning would involve mapping mandatory inclusionary housing over the rezoned area. For anyone wishing to testify on these items remotely, if you have not already done so, you must register online, and you may do that now by visiting the council's website at council.nyc.gov/landuse. And once again, for anyone with us in person, please see one of the sergeants to prepare and submit a speaker's card. If you would prefer to submit a written testimony, you can always do so by emailing it to landusetestimony@council.nyc.gov. I would now like to give the floor to Councilmember Ressler if he has any remarks.
Firstly, I'd just like to say, Chair Riley, as a native Brooklynite, I struggle on the pronunciation of Sheepshead Bay every time. It's not just you. I think it's all of us. But it's good to be with you. Good to be at the committee. I want to thank the team from 703 Myrtle for joining us today, and I really want to just express gratitude for your engagement with community leaders throughout this process. I think we met early on when you were thinking about the rezoning. I expressed some concerns, and you not only engaged with our office, but you engaged with leaders in our community in fruitful and productive conversations and modified your plans as a result. And I'm pleased with the willingness to engage, to listen, to make changes, so that we can get to a great development for everyone. So I just want to express gratitude on that, have some follow-up questions, but look forward to the hearing today.
Thank you, Councilman Ressler. Council, please call the first panel for this item.
The first panel consists of Richard Lobel, Justin Sherman, and Jake Levy.
Council, please administer the affirmation.
Please raise your right hand and state your name for the record.
Richard Lobel of Sheldon Lobel.
Jake Levy.
Justin Sherman with JFA Architects.
Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before the subcommittee and in your answers to all council member questions?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you, Council. For the viewing public, if you need an accessible version of this presentation, please send an email request to landusetestimony@council.nyc.gov. And now the applicant team may begin. Panelists, before you begin, I just please ask that you reinstate your name and organization for the record. You may begin.
Thank you. Richard Lobel of Sheldon Lobel PC. Chair Riley, Councilmember Ressler, council members, good morning. I'm pleased today to be with Jake Levy and Justin Sherman to present the 703 Myrtle Avenue rezoning. Next slide. So to summarize the project, this is an application which would propose a zoning map amendment to roughly 8 lots within CB3 from an M11 district to an R7D C24 district. This would allow for the development of 703 Myrtle, which is Jake's property, with a new 8-story, roughly 48,000 square foot mixed-use building with approximately 54 dwelling units, including 18 permanently affordable units. As with all such rezonings, we are also proposing a text amendment to Appendix F, which would allow for the project area to be considered a mandatory inclusionary area within CB3. We are currently proposing to map option 2 within the project area. With regards to the proposed development, next slide, this development and the numbers would be for 8 stories with, again, 48,224 square feet, or a 5.6 FAR, the maximum permitted in the R7D. I would have a base height of 95 feet, with mechanicals would go up to a total height of 115 feet. There would be 11 vehicular parking spaces, 28 bike parking spaces. There would be a total of 54 units with 18 affordable units as currently proposed. The next 3 slides demonstrate why we feel that there is a strong land use rationale for this rezoning. You can see from the zoning map in front of you that there currently is R7D C24 to 2 blocks to the east of the current property. So that was pursuant to the 723 to 733 Myrtle Avenue rezoning that was approved by the council in 2017. The applicant there, and you can see the area map in front of you, basically looked 2 blocks east of Nostrand here, and in the 2012 Bed-Stuy North rezoning, demonstrated that R7D C24 was an accepted zoning district as was mapped in that area-wide rezoning. So Myrtle Avenue being a wide street here at 75 feet wide, being transit accessible, and basically allowing for access to these sites was seen as being appropriate for putting more housing. And so, again, 2012, the zoning to the east of Nostrand was changed. 2017, the council approved the rezoning, which added 2 blocks to our east. And so now Jake comes before you for this current R7D C24. We note that one of the attractive things about the R7D C24 is that when paired with the C24, the R7D requires ground floor non-residential uses. So if you've got a commercial thoroughfare like Myrtle, it allows for continuation of that activity to allow for a lively streetscape, which is something the community board wanted. And so that, in addition to the transit accessibility and general activity along Myrtle, led to approval of this rezoning by Brooklyn Community Board 3, which voted 33-9 in favor, as well as the Brooklyn Borough President's Office and City Planning. The next slide demonstrates the zoning map, which again takes that existing R7D C24 district immediately to our east and extends it 1 block west to cover this street frontage. The remaining slides show illustrative plans and materials, and so I would defer to Justin Sherman, who can run through some of the materials and show what's currently proposed for the site.
Great, thank you. Justin Sherman with J. Frankel Architects. Here we have the slide just showing the axonometric 3D for the setbacks along Spencer and Myrtle, and the blue represents the commercial ground floor. Next slide. This is just an overall site plan showing sort of the lot coverage. It's allowed to be 100% lot coverage, and the 8 stories goes all the way up, and we have a 7th floor and 8th floor terrace. That's fine. Down in the cellar, we have the 11 parking spaces and a parking ramp up to Spencer. Next slide. Here you see the residential entry and lobby on Spencer, as well as the commercial wrapping around the corner and the parking ramp going down. Next slide. Here we have a residential amenity mezzanine, which has a terrace access at the back over the ramp, utilizing all of the space, and the sort of double height space for the commercial, which is very nice. Next slide. Typical floor plan showing demonstration of 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom units, which is rare for us and a nice addition to have the 4 bedroom units. Next slide. Here we can start to see the setbacks and how that impacts the layout, with, again, the corner extending all the way out to the street lines. Next slide. And the final floor at 8, further setbacks for the zoning requirement of the dormer allowances. And here we do not have the 4 bedroom, but we've utilized all of the space we can. Next slide.
I think that's it.
And that's all. Thank you.
So we just provide the unit breakdown with 54 total dwelling units, including 18 affordable. And with that, we would just, again, express our appreciation to Councilmember Ressler for facilitating our community conversations here. We got some great support by community stakeholders, and we really feel that the process within Community Board 3 was just excellent and was beneficial for the project and for the application as a whole. So with that, the entire applicant team is happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much. I just have a few questions that I'm going to pass to the Councilmember Wrestler. I understand that the proposed unit mix has changed since the application was first filed. Can you please just reinstate the unit mix that you are now proposing and why?
Sure. So the last slide that was shown was the unit distribution, which includes 25 one-bedrooms, 18 two-bedrooms, 6 three-bedrooms, and 5 four-bedrooms. So what does this really translate into? It translates into a majority of the building being at 2 bedrooms and above. This is somewhat unique in applications we brought before the council. This really allows for larger units and particularly more family-size units. We note that some of the key support we got in the area was from UJO, which basically cited the scarcity of family-size units in the area, and so expressed their wholehearted support for applications. So, again, pursuant to conversations with community stakeholders, as well as Councilmember Wrestler, it became apparent that we really needed to cater to larger unit sizes, and Jake was happy to do so.
I thank you for that. I'm always trying to advocate for larger sizes because of families. Out of the 54, do you know how many of these units for the 18? Do you have that breakdown?
So one of the great things about MIH as a program is the requirement that the units that are devoted to affordable housing are proportionate to the total units in the building. So if we take the 18 units that are proposed, roughly 8 of those units would be 1 bedrooms, with the remainder being distributed between 2, 3s, and 4 bedrooms. So again, the opportunity to really allow for meaningful affordable units at larger family sizes is, again, what we think is one of the best things about the program, and the unit counts here will reflect that, and that's written into the zoning resolution, so it's binding on every applicant.
Thank you. I know this is probably too early to identify the commercial tenant, but do you guys have an idea of who you guys will have there if you haven't identified the tenant yet?
We don't have anyone yet, but we have been in there for 40 years, and we know everyone in the area, so we will be looking to someone from the local area.
Okay.
Preferably, it'll be that we have talked to people across the street, so preferably it'll be them.
What is in the area primarily right there?
Right now, there's a supermarket across the street. There is a barber shop across the street. There's not there's Dwayne Reed 2 blocks down, but otherwise we don't have a large commercial business around. But we're definitely going to talk to the locals and give them first chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't talk about any of the amenities in the building. I'm always interested in
Yeah.
gyms, rooftops,
So,
things of that spaces. Can you go into those details?
We focused a lot on outdoor spaces. So, for example, we have a rooftop. We have a back mezzanine. So we kind of did a lot of outdoor versus inside, because the feedback we got back is we need apartments. So that was definitely where our head was focused at. But we do have 2 stories in the lobby with a lounge, at least to the outside. There is no gym, but there is a Blink not far away, and there's other. I find that I'm always at the gym next to my apartment, but that's just me. Everyone has. I never use that thing, but so I kind of rather places to work, places if you have to work from home, you have more space. That was more the idea.
Okay.
Yep.
And my last question, what energy efficiency features will you incorporate? What, if any, storm water management features will be interrogated on site?
So we do have a green roof, as right now most new developments require a green roof. So that's one. Everything will be LED. So that's first of all. We're also talking about putting nests in every apartment, which does regulate temperatures, and of course also electric chargers in the garage. There's also a conversation that we would like to make it happen. I don't see why we can't do it.
Oh, I do have one more question. The parking.
Mm-hmm.
How did you determine to have more bicycle parking than regular car parking? Was that something that the community board suggested?
I think it's something we thought I think it's a zoning thing, but also we thought something that would be favorable, right? That was something that we kind of
Sure, I could speak to that. I believe we're proposing the minimums. Generally, wouldn't over propose the bicycle parking, and the vehicular parking is 11 spaces required, and that's also what we're providing. So sometimes those numbers are,
Do you think it's
It
more
appears-
requirement than not?
Okay.
the bicycle parking is a larger number, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Councilman Ressler?
Thanks so much, Chair Riley, and it's good to see you, Mr. Levy. Just want to firstly state on the record appreciation for the modifications in the bedroom sizes. I think when the project was originally proposed to us, there were negligible numbers of 3 and 4 bedroom units, and to see it go to 5 4 bedrooms, 6 3 bedrooms, 18 2 bedrooms, that's a much better mix to meet the needs of our community. And just as Chair Riley noted, we're always trying to make sure that families have places to live in our neighborhoods, and especially the Jewish community in Williamsburg and moving into Bed-Stuy has very large family sizes, average about 6 kids a family. And so too many of those families are squeezed into 1 bedrooms right now, which is just maddening and profoundly problematic. And so whenever we're generating new housing in our community, my top priority is making sure that the unit mixes actually meet the needs of our community effectively. And we want to see developments just like this one move forward and move forward swiftly. We just want to make sure that they're smart long-term developments that address our needs. So I want to thank you once again on that front. Just a few questions. One is that, and I know you've had a business on the block for some time, your family has, and so thank you for all the contributions you made to our community. There have been, over the last few years, a number of Con Ed outages on Spencer Street. Is this something that you're concerned about with the residential development moving forward and the greater density on the block? Is there anything that we can do together to try and mitigate some of the Con Ed issues in that area with the pending development?
There's definitely one to be concerned about it. There have been fires, if you recall, like last year too. I remember you were there as well. It's kind of scary what that, I don't know if that. So as a child, there was nothing on that block. It was an empty block. There was us, and then there was an empty field across the street. So I remember growing up and seeing nothing. So I don't know if the infrastructure was ready for what was to come. I would say our shop is not. We don't use a lot of, we're a hand shop. We do everything by hand. It's a stone job. I wouldn't say we're part of the problem, but the way we build today is not the way they used to build. And the left side, I doubt it's LED. All those buildings, I doubt they're LED. That would be a good step in the right direction. And I know the city does have a program which we actually did change all our lighting to LED. I mean, that's something that we will do in the new building. I think it's more efficient, but there is definitely concern. I'd be open to hear any suggestions.
Great. If it's helpful for us to do a meeting together with Con Ed to try to make sure that we have the appropriate infrastructure in place, happy to participate or help convene if that would be helpful. A question. So for the 11 parking spots that are included in this development, there have been requests from community-based organizations that provide emergency services and support to the community, organizations like the Shomrim, organizations like Chavarim. Do you think that they might be able to utilize a parking spot in this building? Is that something that could be considered as a part of the development?
We love that idea. Actually, when speaking a little bit more to locals about that, around the corner, they do have a center. And there is talks that they may be displaced. I don't know if you heard of that. So I think that Sala would be more, I think it's important.
Cool.
So they definitely do a lot for the community, but definitely we're open to that.
Great. We will definitely follow up with you on that as this process unfolds. Just 2 other brief questions. One is, are you amenable to MIH option 1?
Yeah, but we actually wanted to discuss about putting both on the table because the 421A, I understand we don't have one now, and just in case there is a program that is available, we would like to be considered for both, because we just don't know how that's going to shake up.
Okay. My consistent preference in rezonings is to pursue option 1, but open to continuing the conversation with you all. And then lastly, we would anticipate memorializing the commitments that are made to this in this rezoning in a letter. Just want to affirm that that's something that we could work on together in the remaining weeks.
I prefer it.
Okay.
That way there's no after It didn't happen.
Great. I think those cover all of the questions that I had for today. And just want to thank you again, Mr. Levy, for your engagement with my office, with UJO, and with other community members. You know, as a longtime business owner in the community, it makes a lot of sense that you've engaged as thoughtfully and respectfully as you have with our neighborhood and community. So I just want to express my gratitude for that one more time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Ressler. There being no, I don't see any questions from my colleagues. There being no questions for this applicant panel, they are now excused. Council, are there any members of the public who wish to testify on Myrtle Avenue proposal remotely or in person?
Chair Riley, there is no one signed up remotely or in person wishing to testify at this time.
There being no members of the public who wish to testify on this preconsidered LU relating to the 703 Myrtle Avenue proposal, the public hearing is now closed and the item is laid over. That concludes today's business. I would like to thank the members of the public, my colleagues, subcommittee council, land use, and other council staff, and the Sergeant at Arms for participating in today's meeting. This meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you.